A man attended a wedding banquet in his town. Back in those days, wedding banquets lasted a long time, even for a few days. So people who went to a wedding banquet would return home at different times. This man who attended a wedding banquet returned home very late at night. He was the owner of his house. And when he returned home and knocked on his door, his servants were all dressed up and lighting the lamps. The servants were waiting faithfully for their master, who could return any time of the day or night. The Bible says, "Blessed are the servants who stay awake and ready for their masters, who can come in the middle of the night or toward daybreak." Their master would dress himself to serve, have the servants recline at the table, and come and wait on them. Jesus told us several stories about servants who wait for their masters. One of the stories is about a master who left talents to his servants before departing on a journey. The master gave 5 talents to a servant, 2 talents to another servant, and 1 talent to the third servant. 1 talent doesn't sound like a lot, but it was a lot of money back then, even in today's standards. The master returned home a few years later and asked their servants what they did with the talents. The servants who received 5 talents made 5 more talents, and the servant who received 2 talents made 2 more talents. But the servant who received 1 talent had buried the talent in the ground and returned it to the master. The master called his servant who received 1 talent a wicked and slothful servant, and said to the servants who received 5 and 2 talents, "Well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful over a little. I will set you over much. Enter into the joy of your master." These 2 parables are about servants who are faithful to the work that's been given to them by their master. The first parable is about servants who remain ready for their master until he returns. And the second parable is about servants who worked hard with the resources given to them by their master. The servants merely do their best and fulfill their duty, but the master invites the servants to their banquet, where the master serves the servants. God has given us time, talent, and the resources that we need in the very same way as the servants who waited for their masters and servants who were given talents. So we must remember not to waste what has been given to us by God, but try our best to put it in use. And if we do so, we would partake in the joyful table of our Master, just as Jesus said.